Nikki, we're going to talk about Nokia this afternoon. A lot of people expecting a RIM moment. Instead, the shares are up 17%, I think, when I last looked. Why is that?
Well, they're off a pretty low base. But the figures are awful, actually. But within them, there are some decent and some straws of hope to cling on to. One is the net cash position. There were a lot of worries that Nokia would just be burning away its cash pile. In fact, they've kept it at 4.2 billion by the end of the quarter. A lot of people thought it'd be under 4 billion. True, there's a bit of help from some licensing prepayments, but they have done a very good job with that.
So no more burn. Yep.
Well, exactly. Secondly, Lumia, that's the new Windows phones. They shipped 4 million in the second quarter. That's double the number in the first quarter. So there is some traction there, and that's really what people need to see. Can they claw out a meaningful share in the smartphone market?
And are they doing that in a good way? Are they giving these phones away?
Well,
what's happening on the pricing side? Prices
are down 15% first quarter to second quarter. They're competing with Android and iPhones, obviously. And I think really the jury is out. It depends very much on the new Windows Phone 8 that will come on at the end of the year. At the moment, margins are completely unacceptable. And until you see how they do with the Windows Phone 8, it's very hard to see.
And they've announced another big price cut, and that's just with AT&T, is it? Is that probably trying to... They're doing that to try and help them over this period before the Windows 8 phone?
Well, yes. I mean, the third quarter is... the guidance given is in a huge range, and it's really virtually impossible to tell what customers will do. I mean, will they hold off buying the Lumia phones until they see the new version at the end of the year? Will they continue? It's just impossible to tell. So it's really a company that I think is just about sort of paddling to keep its head above the water.
And you have two sides, of course, with Nokia, right? You've got the smartphone bet on Lumina,
yeah,
and then you've got the mobile side where they're trying to sort of, they know it's a declining business, but they're trying to moderate the steepness of the decline. What's happening on that side?
Well, the mobile phone side, again, looks more stable than it did in the first quarter. I mean, these are two markets that are beginning to sort of merge a bit, you know, the bottom end of the smartphone market and the sort of upper end of the feature phone market. It's all becoming less distinct than it once was. And I mean, in the first quarter, it looked very much as if Nokia's mobile phone business was a bit behind the curve in terms of product features. Now, they shipped some new phones towards the end of the second quarter, so it's hard to tell quite how those will do. But that's looking a bit more stable. But again, pricing is down there too.
So you've probably got some short covering from hedge funds on the wrong side of this bet. There's a lot of optionality in the stock, which is why it does these kind of big moves, but an important third quarter to watch out for. Thanks a lot.